And now, I'd like to turn the program over to Dr. Mike Hann. Dr. Hann is currently Brook Lane's Chief Medical Officer, and he's a diplomat in the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology. He received his medical degree and Master of Business Administration degree from Florida International University, Miami, Florida. He is trained and served as a medical officer in the United States Navy, rising to the rank of Lieutenant Commander. He served as Chief Resident at Naval Medical Center San Diego, where he completed residency and earned board verification prior to his deployed to the U.S. Naval Hospital Yokosuka, Japan. He's a certified physician executive through the American Association for Physician Leadership. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Brook Lane's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Mike Hann.
Good evening, everybody. It is a real pleasure to be here to speak to you all tonight, and I would like to echo Jeff's comments and start by expressing appreciation to everybody that had a role in making this amazing night possible. So, everybody on the committee, the planning committee, Julie, Chris, it's just a wonderful night. I'm sure we all are having a great time. I have to admit that when I was first asked to speak here tonight, I was not sure if Chris knew what he was in for when he asked me. And that's because if you ever give a microphone to a former Navy sailor, you are bound to be subjected to a few sea stories. Sometimes even more than a few sea stories. But despite my instinct as a former sailor to subject everybody to a few sea stories, I won't do that tonight. I'm reminded by the words of Stephen King, a famous author, who said that no audience ever complained about a presentation or speech being too short. But in all seriousness, in the spirit of the inaugural Bridge to Hope affair, I would like to speak to you all tonight about the power of hope. Throughout my time as a psychiatrist, I have seen no one thing inspire a patient's healing and recovery more than hope. Hope has almost the unique power to change a person for the better. And with the power of hope, one can certainly change the world. The American Psychological Association has a fairly lengthy and technical definition for hope, and many experts have contributed literature on the subject. But in my experience, I believe that the simplest definition for hope can be boiled down to two main points: the belief that good things will happen, and the understanding that if bad things happen, things will eventually be okay again. And these two aspects of hope form the fundamental bedrock of mental wellness, from which springs optimism, and then resiliency, and ultimately delivers the power to positively influence others around you, leading very quickly to changing the world for the better. So for the evidence of the power of hope, one needs look no further than our very own Brook Lane. For over 70 years, Brook Lane has served as a beacon of hope, healing, and recovery to our neighbors, our community, and to those in need throughout our region. Whether caring for patients in crisis in our hospital, providing therapy to our outpatients, or educating youth with special needs, every member of the Brook Lane team has had the powerful experience of helping those in need as they rediscover strength and hope. Clinically, we know that a strong sense of hope is the secret ingredient to better health and a higher quality of life. In fact, one recent study found that individuals high in hope demonstrate better athletic, academic, occupational, and health outcomes. Other studies have documented improved health outcomes for those struggling with multiple sclerosis and Crohn's disease if they show a higher sense of hope. Actually, when you look across the scientific literature, hope is unique and one of the very few things where there just doesn't seem to be much debate. Hope is the key to healing and recovery. And the best part about hope is that there's no unwanted side effects. I am proud to say that Brook Lane is in the hope business. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, society has asked itself, how can our healthcare workers tolerate so much, give so much, while caring for folks and going through the absolute worst times in their lives? Everyone has a different answer to that question, but my answer is simple. Watching our patients discover and grow in their hope for a better tomorrow gives me hope for the same. You see how hope can start to change the world? So if hope is such an important thing, how do we build hope? That's the important question. And I would humbly like to offer a few suggestions for growing hope that I picked up along the way. First, build your connections. Healthy relationships and connecting with empathetic and understanding people who can remind you that you're not alone in the midst of difficulties is the first step to building hope. Foster wellness. Things like mindful journaling, yoga, and other spiritual practices like prayer and meditation can also help people build connections and restore hope. Embrace healthy thoughts. How you think can play a significant role in how you feel and how resilient you are when you face obstacles. So keep things in perspective and accept that change is a part of life. And finally, find purpose. Whether you volunteer with a local homeless shelter or simply support a friend in their own time of need, you can garner a sense of purpose, foster self-worth, connect with other people, and tangibly help others, all of which can empower a sense of hope. If you can practice these 4 things, I can assure you that you will find yourself more hopeful, more resilient, and better prepared to take on the challenges of the world, and even to change the world for the better. And if you need any more inspiration, I say just look around you tonight, or stop by Brook Lane to see the power of hope in our world. At Brook Lane, I'm sure a few have heard me say that we're a small team with a big mission. But as it was once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you all. God bless.